What is happening, everybody? TK here, TK and Drinks. It's a Tuesday Night Live. We got a special one coming at you today because we're going to be going over the results from my BJCP exam that has just come in today. So, thank you all for showing up, and I'm going to let the room get a little more full before we get that rock and rolling. And I'm also pulling up my BJCP exam because I was not doing my due diligence and had that pulled up ahead of time. But today, when I logged into my BJCP account, I saw that my status had been changed from provisional to active. BJCP, there it is. Now, if I can remember my password, we'll be in business because I don't think I could remember that. Ty Wheeler D2005 is my number. So, thank y'all for showing up. Appreciate you giving me a little bit of time to finish getting this put together because it has taken me a second to get my BJCP exam information pulled up. So, I did get a couple bottles here pulled out that will be showing y'all, and we'll be going through those. Get a couple drink on, all that stuff. Congratulations, TK. I knew you could do it. Well, appreciate that, Tony. I'm pretty sure I could at least get the get the test done, but whether I could pass it or not was certainly the question. And I'm glad that there we go. Oh, that's right. Now I remember my password. Sorry, I was trying to talk and think and write and everything all at the same time. I appreciate the words of encouragement. I knew I could get the test done, but whether I could pass it or not was certainly a whole nother question. And that's one of the things we'll be going over tonight. We'll go I had a printout of the score sheet, which would be a lot easier for me to just show and hold up here on the screen and whatnot. But I can just do it up here on the laptop now. I got it pulled up here. Y'all saw the Mead certificate that I posted online, which was awesome. Got this like little wallet card that they give you too. I don't know if you see it there. I printed one of those out. I don't have my wallet on me. I don't see it. It's probably in the bedroom. But I mean, this thing is like old school. It's like this small. It's like about like a third smaller than my driver's license. I say not half the size, but a third smaller than my driver's license. So definitely excited to have a wallet card for that. For those times when I need to be that guy and flash my BJCP membership card. Sorry, I'm a certified mead judge. Everybody calm down. I'll handle this situation here. I mean, that's a bit ridiculous, but it is something that I can see myself doing. Just to be a smart ass. And then, of course, the first thing I do is go and accidentally log out of everything after I just get myself logged in. Judge, log in. Here we go. Okay, so got that pulled up. So first thing we're going to do tonight is decide what we're going to be drinking while we're discussing this. So I got two different ones pulled up here. So anybody who's in the live chat in the next couple minutes, see if we can't get an opinion or two. One of them is from Superstition Meadery, the local guys here in town. This is their Mead Town. It's a American oak barrel aged Prescott Wildflower. Prescott's the town where they're in, up in kind of northern Arizona. So it's a Prescott Wildflower Traditional, aged in American oak. And this bottle, I believe, is from 2020, so it's a 2-year-old bottle, something like that, 2.5-year-old bottle. So definitely excited to get into that one. And then, of course, the one I'm always dying to drink and always try to find a reason to drink is the Black Meadow from Manic Meadery. It's the bourbon barrel-aged meadow foam honey, blackberry blossom honey traditional. This thing is just monstrously bourbon forward and super heavy with all the sugars and all the goodies and everything like that. And I feel like I got a cat over there screaming at me. So anybody in the live chat, if you want to have a particular one you want to see me drink, we're gonna get that popping open here pretty quick. So when you do get your once you get your online certification, this is what the website will look like and everything like that. So, quick little overview of that. It's got your name, address, email. If you got a nickname that you go by, they put that on there as well. Got your identification, got your rank on there, mead judge, region. They caught me in the Northwest and Mountain region, which I guess makes sense because I guess Arizona is in the mountain region and everything. Oh, what's going on, Mike? Retro Meadery over there. Those guys just got some honey in. Everybody go follow Retro Meadery and check out the massive amount of honey that they got in, that they're going to be making some meads with here very shortly, as I mean like Friday they're going to be making these meads. So so you got my member status is active on there. BJCP title is member, because in the mead world they don't have ranks in the like you can, there's like different ranks of BJCP beer judging. You know, they got the master and grandmaster and all these different things. With the mead judge is basically just a certification, so you're in or you're not, you got it or you don't. Record opened 8/1/22, expiration 8/30/2024. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's cool. I got that all taken care of back there in August. See, no judging points total. My last milestone was my mead judging exam, which was last October, last October. So I haven't got any points or anything since then, because I didn't really have any membership to get them put towards. I guess I could have potentially got some, maybe stewarding points and stuff like that, but as it is, we're sitting at 0 points. But hey, that's going to change, especially with the TK and drinks, going on the road, visiting some meaderies, try to hit up as many mead-related festivals and competitions, anything that's some sort of sanctioned event where I can get points towards this. You know, it's not going to like be my end-all be-all thing. I'm not going to be like just jamming for points to try to be like the point whore of the year. But I'm definitely going to, when points are available, I'm going to try to grab them. That is a commitment, and so happy for you. Oh, well, thank you, my man. I'm definitely excited to get it underway and see what happens with it. It's going to be a wild ride. The family, I'm thankful, is very committed to the project. The kids are going to be homeschooled. We're online school and stuff, and got a potential job. We're going to be working remotely, either remotely on location in some of these places where I'll be at, or potentially just remotely altogether. Not quite sure how that's all going to pan out. Plus, we got some TK and drinks. Got some TK and drinks merchandise getting ready. Plan in the work, so do a little website, maybe try to sell some t-shirts. Got a little collab idea. I'm going to try to pitch out to maybe some meaderies when I get out there, see if we can't do like a collab idea, TK and drinks and some meadery collabs. Get in there, but that's all the stuff that's a little bit further down the road. But right now we're just focused on just being happy that we got the BJCP certification underway. And I was really surprised to see the score sheet that they gave me back. Like I did, you'll see on there, it's not quite the same thing as like their score sheets are. It's like a whole evaluation thing with like a matrix of like a score sheet matrix that like different and all this stuff. And I got some pretty low scores in some areas. I'll tell you what, I got some stuff that's pretty embarrassingly low, to be honest with you. It's out of 100 points, I believe, and it's like I don't know where the pass line is at, but it's not just pass or fail, which is what I was told. It was either you're in or out, but I didn't realize I was going to be getting a score. So I got pretty abysmal scores in some of the stuff, and I got some pretty phenomenal scores in some of the other things, which I was completely blown away on both of those. I was like, I didn't think I'd do that bad on some, and it's like, no way I did that good, but I did, and that's what it is. So let's get into one of these meads first. So it's been chilling and it's all frosty and I'm just dying to try it. So let's get this Superstition Mead Town underway. So this is their Prescott, Arizona Wildflower honey, right out their back door, aged in American oak barrels. And again, this is from 2020, I believe, 2020 vintage. And I have not had a traditional from Superstition yet, I don't think. So this will be an interesting one to get into. Ooh, very pleasant. It almost has like a bit of a mesquite type of smoky, woodsy characteristics to it. So I'm hoping it's going to be very clear and very beautiful and brilliant and all those things, which it is. No floaties, no particulates in there. Loving that. No bubbles really remaining beyond the pour, so nice and still. Wasn't expecting any carbonation. I am seeing a little bit of legs from down here, I can see just starting to gather up and just tiny little legs. But yeah, you just peel it away and it's just full of body and full of that residual sugar character. Now, it didn't say online whether this is sweet, semi-sweet, dry, but I'm guessing this is going to be on the sweet leaning side, if nothing else, based on the amount of sugar I pick up in the nose and what I'm seeing there from the legs. I'm definitely thinking there was a lot of mesquite in the area from where they were, the bees were going ham on this. Nourishment for their nectar of the gods. A little bit bright floralness in there too, almost like a little bit of fusel alcohol, but no, like a wildflower honeys. You get a little bit of floral in there, a little bit of generic kind of honey sweetness, and like I said, I definitely get a lot of mesquite in there, which I'm pretty sure there's a ton of mesquite up there in Prescott. Just the tiniest hint of fusel alcohol. I mean, just bare. I mean, you have to really pull it in out of there. And I think this one is like 16%, something like that. Does it say the percentage on there? I'm pretty sure it's supposed to. It does not say the percentage on here. It does contain sulfites bottles, 755 of 1025. But I'm guessing like a lot of their stuff in this range sits at right around the 12 to 14%, you know, with a lot of the cats that, you know, that's pretty much the target range for these stills. Especially since everybody uses a lot of the same yeast. You know, you got that D71 and the was it B47 and D71. I haven't used any of those, so I get all the numbers and all the letters and everything mixed up. Feel like I'm calling football plays or something. D71, B42, fermented hike. So, sorry, I'm being stupid, but I'm just trying to, like, I feel like there's something else in there that I'm missing. It's very, very sugar forward. Like, there's a lot of that residual sugar honey character left in the nose. Like, it just smells like I don't say unfermented honey, but it has a lot of that unfermented honey character. You do get some of the yeasty fermented characters in there as well, but I don't know if it was back sweetened or if it was target fermented to this specific gravity or bricks. But I don't know. We'll find out. Let's give it a swig. Oh yeah, definitely on the sweet side. Lots of mesquite in there. Yeah, smoky, caramelly, little bit of, little bit of like char effect going on in there. I'd say a little bit burnt type of characteristics. And then there's like this like sudden burst of like citrus, lime, like blast in there. So I wonder if there was like some citrus trees that they got into a little bit, maybe even specifically some lime trees. But yeah, it definitely has a unique deserty quality to it. Smoky, earthy, ashy, little bit, not like ash, like smoked ash, but like ash, like charred meat type of that. Like if you were to like throw some, you know, like barbecued honey or something like that, and you had some like honey that like hit the grill and like started to boil and sizzle and like bochet just a little bit, and you scoop it off there, had like a little honey char medallion, eat that, something like that going on in there. Medium memorable mouthfeel for about 5 or 6 seconds. Not as nearly as full of a body as I was expecting, but definitely a nice medium body to it. Yeah, sticks around for a little while. Again, legs and all sorts of sticking around on the glass for all sorts of time. So all in all, I like that. It's nothing overly spectacular, but it certainly is a far cry from a failure. I would, you know, I'd say that's like a nice 40. I'd give that a solid 40 for a oak barrel. You know, there's a mild amount of tannins there at the end. If anything, I could say it would probably use some more tannins, and I don't know if it needs more time in the barrel, or if it needs more, you know, I'm assuming that's how they were putting their tannins in there for this one, but it is a bit light on the tannins for me. Acidity is kind of, the acidity level is probably right where it needs to be. Like I said, a little more tannin. I guess it's not that the acidity and the tannins aren't there. They're just a bit on the light side for me with something this sweet. You know, I'm a person of high highs and low lows. When you have a high sweetness character, like I want my high acidity and my high tannic level, I want them all to be balanced out. You know, when you get one out of balance with the others, that's not my personal enjoyment level. But you know, if they're all very mellow, but they're all in balance, that I can appreciate. But when you get one that's a little higher than the others and throws it off, even if they're all high, you know, and this one does that for me a little bit light on the tannins and the acids for me for as sweet as it is. So I guess maybe like a 39, 40 is, it's still, like I said, it's not that they're not there. It just, for me to be a little bit higher in that strong award-winning category, it would definitely need to be a little more, again, in balance as far as that goes. But I got a cat dying to get outside. You have to give me one moment here. Come on, cat face. Come on. There you go. Go. Thank you. The things we do for our animals, right? Okay, so here we go. Got that underway. It's actually very pleasant to sip on. It's nice. Like this, I could see be like a nice camping mead or something. Has a very like again like smoky, outdoorsy type of lots of natural type of flavors and characteristics that come through. Again, big on the like caramel molasses type of dark caramelized sugar type of notes to it. I like that. It's very. I like how dark it is too. How full of honey characteristic the color on it is. Especially for a traditional, I see a lot of traditionals out there that are in the light realm and or certainly a lot lighter than this. But that's cool. They got a lot of character. I'm assuming that again also came from the oak, kind of like how whiskey picks up their. You know, their color from the charred oak. You know, I'm sure that's actually just where it got that charred flavor from it as well. Now that I think about it, it's probably from that oak barrel. I didn't say it was charred, but I'm assuming it's got some sort of toast on the inside of that barrel. So, all right, as been promised, let's go ahead and pull up that BJCP rating sheet to see what I got. So let's see. I don't know what's going to be the best way to go about showing this here. Maybe I download the PDF and we go that route, which sounds good to me and sounds good to you too, because that means you get to see it. All right, so here we go. BJCP Scoresheet, if I can get it. I mean, I got it now. If I can find it, we'll be in business. There we go. Okay. Yes, that's fine. I don't need to learn more about opening PDF files. I already know everything I need to know about that. Alright. So, first thing I got here was the BJCP score sheet back from... I'm sorry, I can't make it any bigger on there, but... that I got back from the BJCP today. This is page 1. It's giving like a quick little overview of exactly what all the interpretive scores are and everything like that. If you can see up here at the top, there's my judging score. It's a 67. That's a 67 out of 100. So that's like a D plus. You know how they say D's for degrees. And I'm definitely feeling that. But you know, the cool thing is that they give you a little breakdown on there, so I can certainly see where in what areas I could have done better, and I genuinely feel a lot of my failures in this were time related, and I mean, we'll get into it when we get there, but you'll see what I'm saying. So it says here, your exam has been graded by 2 national or master judges, and their scoring comments reviewed by both, and their scoring and comments were reviewed by both an associate exam director and the exam director. This 3-step process ensures that the assigned scores are consistent with the following criteria. 60% plus in the area says displays weak judging skills, and the score sheets will generally have unacceptably low levels of completeness, descriptive information, and or feedback. These examinees will be apprentice level judges. 60 to 69, at least 2 of your 6 exam meads were accurately evaluated. The score sheets demonstrate a minimum acceptable communication and judging skills are expected as a recognized judge. So that's cool. It means I got at least got the base ability of a recognized BJCP judge, which is nice. So I guess it's not necessarily certified if it was on the beer side, but hey, I'll take what I can get just to get my foot in the door, so to speak. Let's see, 70 to 79, at least 3 of the 6 exam meads were evaluated accurately. Score sheets have reasonably good completeness, descriptive information and feedback, and appropriate to the certified judging level. And then 90+%, 5 exams, Mead's exam evaluated accurately, and the score sheets have master levels of completeness, descriptive information, and feedback. So unfortunately, what's going on, Brew Hall and John? Unfortunately, I did not get master level on everything, but hey, you know, like I said, getting my foot in the door, getting any score, and then plus, you know, these things are, again, they're always a little bit subjective. Now, granted, these are some pretty phenomenally palated people that are looking at your stuff, so, you know, certainly take it, I certainly take it, you know, with more than just a grain of salt, to speak. I take this with a lot of weight to it. So, summary: congratulations on passing the BJCP judging exam. Your score sheet indicates a basic familiarity with the judging process and some significant gaps in your understanding of mead styles, which, to be fair, a year ago was significantly accurate. I'm surprised they actually didn't say worse than that, like I was saying. So here's what my score sheet says. The score sheets you completed for this exam were evaluated based on how well they demonstrated your judging skills described below. You can analyze and improve your performance by reviewing your exam score sheets and comparing the shaded levels in the following tables with the criteria outlined in the exam guidelines, which can be found at this website and on this PDF. Good luck for future judging endeavors. So here we go. So as you can see, there we go. My first one was a traditional semi-sweet. I got that one to the rank of like certified. My dry traditional, I got certified on the lower half of that. Then looks like we had a mixed berry mellow. I didn't do so hot there. What was that? I can't read those from upside down. Then a fruit and spice that I didn't do so hot in either. A pie mint. Then the pear mellow mel. And and then that was the average of all of them. So my average was in the 67. So thankfully I got some higher ones on those traditionals. Otherwise I definitely would not have passed this mead exam, unfortunately. So see here, perceptive level accuracy is 20% of the score. Perceptive accuracy is evaluated based on the description provided by the proctors and the other examees, as well as the background information the mead provides by the administrator. A few dedicated training sessions with experienced judges will enable you to calibrate your palate and may improve your ability to detect secondary and more subtle characteristics. I think that stands for almost everybody all the time. But so my perceptive accuracy, again, in those areas, the traditionals I did a little better, the mellow mellows not so much. And you know, I don't know if I got, I know I didn't necessarily have palate fatigue. Well, I might have had a little palate fatigue left over from the day before, because I did hit some a couple like 6 mead flights beforehand. But I think I'm pretty much, as far as that goes, I think I'm doing okay on that. I don't know, but I think I'm doing a lot better now than I was then. So I think there's that too. I think the perceptive accuracy just comes with the more flavors that you try, and certainly now that I'm homebrewing a lot more, I think my perception of like off flavors and characteristics of flavors that exist are going to be a little more. Are going to be a little to a lot stronger than they were, especially a year ago, because I'm just now getting to some of those. It's saying certified to recognized level. I think I'm just getting there now. I'm glad that the test reflects that I was there prior to this. I think that just shows that I'm continuing to grow in the proper direction. Cheers, y'all. So, see, Perceptive Accuracy, traditional, semi-sweetened dry, traditional dry, 70 to 75, mixed berries, fruit and spice, piment, pear melomel. I did not get that pear melomel, I'll tell you what, I was not expecting that. So that was Perceptive Accuracy, was bouncing around there. The descriptive ability, that kind of explains a lot. So the descriptive ability, looks like I did pretty well on everything, got certified level, except for that one you see there is the piment. Had not had a lot of piments up until that point. I think maybe I'd had 1 or 2. And then there at Mazer Cup last year, I got to judge piments on, I think, 2 different occasions. So I really got the gamut ran on me. Plus, I made friends with a guy here in town who does quite a few piments, so I'm getting to taste those on a fairly regular basis. So I think I might even jump that piment up to, maybe if I'm lucky, I can get that up to a certified level as well. Piments are definitely a beast of another color, but I'm really starting to enjoy those. All right, so now here, here's where I certainly fell off quite a bit, and where I believe I'm really going to have the most room for growth. Obviously the scales are going to indicate that as well, and I guess this is kind of why I assumed that it was related to the test. I could be wrong. If you have any opinions from what you've seen in the shows or my reviews versus what the score reflects, please in the comments let me know, or shoot me an email, tkanddrinks@gmail.com. I would love any sort of feedback versus what you see here and what you've seen in the show. So the feedback, I got all just absolutely failing, except for in one area. So feedback includes comparing perceptions to the style guidelines, pointing out deviations and or technical flaws, and suggesting specific ways to improve the recipe and or brewing process. So I can guarantee you I almost did not in any of them, if at all, suggest specific ways to improve the brewing process, because again, I hadn't at the time brewed anything or made any meads or anything like that. So I almost was taking it as a slight against them for me to offer information on how to make it better. I guess the better way would have been to put down anything to make any sort of suggestion to make it better. I don't know if that would have been the right way either, but I did what I did. So as you can see there, I mean, that's basically as far down as you can get. Everything below 55. I got 1 up to 55 to 60 for my piments, and then my sweet traditional was up in the recognized area. But trying to describe, fruits and berries and stuff like that, apparently I did not do very hot for whatever the reason was. So I guess when it comes to filling out score sheets and everything, I need to go back and read through the BJCP guidelines a little better and start using more specific terminology to what they're looking for when I go to sanctioned events, and not using kind of my own TK descriptions of very abstract. It tastes like Mother Earth and Father Time had a baby and then the wind carried it to your tongue. I guess that's not really what they're wanting to hear from people. I guess they're wanting something a little more objective. But, it is what it is. I don't take it personally. And like I said, it's constructive criticism, which I do appreciate. And they're right. If I'm going to be giving feedback, there needs to be a standard, and there needs to be, I need to follow what the guidelines say and just participate that way. Don't try to play their game and then break the rules. That's not how it works. Let's move on here to Completeness. A complete score sheet provides a detailed sensory evaluation rather than just hitting the highlights. It's sometimes helpful to use a list of items under each section title as an information checklist of abilities that need to be checklist of attributes that need to be addressed on the score sheet, and comments should specifically know anything that was out of place or missed for the presented style. Again, that was another thing I'm pretty sure I didn't really address, was whether it was appropriate for style or not, because again, not having a whole, I had a lot at the time, but I've certainly had significantly more now in the year since. So I think I would do a little better in this area as well, but that one actually did pretty good in that area. This up here, everything from certified to recognized, or recognized up to certified, certified up to national. Woo, look at that, I got some nationals in there, pal. I got an 80 to 85 on my traditional completeness and an 80 to 85 on my mixed berry, so I'll take that. Hey, that's a step in the right direction. If I can at least completely fill out the score sheet, that tells me I'm doing something in the right direction. I'm filling it out, and I'm hitting the majority of things that they're asking for in that section. So I just need to get to the fact that what I'm filling out completely is giving accurate feedback rather than or getting like I said, more feedback in ways of how to improve the recipe and point out character flaws and stuff like that, which again is more stuff that's just going to come with time. So I really have a feeling in the future I'm going to be doing significantly better than I am now. And then the scoring accuracy, this thing is all over the place. Scoring accuracy, scores are compared to the consensus scores from the proctors, which are cross-checked with the average scores from all the examinees and the Mead notes from the administrator to ensure fairness. Again, this one's all over the place. So as you can see from my traditionals, I have like master level scoring ability. For my fruit mead and my fruit and spice mead, I'm all the way down in the apprentice level, so don't listen to any of my scores on any fruit meads I've ever judged, apparently. And then my Pyment and my pear melomel are kind of there in the middle. Average of everything is a certified, but man, I got some high highs and low lows. But one thing, one thing that I do is, one thing I do notice is that it does have a lot of positive stuff for anything traditional related, more so than anything else. So I'm definitely happy that I got, that I like making traditionals, I like drinking traditionals, and at least I know kind of what I'm looking for when I'm doing traditional related things, because the score sheet at least confirms that. If anything else, this is more just like, I can use this for acknowledgement of where I can be confident at, and acknowledgement of where I need to make improvements, which is again kind of everything that constructive criticism is all about, and I certainly appreciate that. So the last page is just any additional feedback. It says judging errors, perception gap or omission, a characteristic with low or high intensity that was not identified on your score sheet but was noted on at least one of the proctor's score sheet and at least 50% of the other examinees. A characteristic with low or higher intensity that was not identified. So the traditional dry had says it had over or under on tannins. It doesn't tell me which one, if it was over or under there, but so top right up there says tannins, and then I was going to say oxidization over there on the fruit and spice. So I did not perceive those, and they were there, is pretty much the way I'm remembering that, because I definitely don't remember writing down any flaws about oxidization. The dry one, I could have been over tannin. I mean, I don't really remember anything just being like bananas on the tannins. Maybe it was under tannins for a dry. They presented it as a dry, and it's probably more of a semi-sweet is probably what was happening there. Perception error or sensitivity. A characteristic you noted on your score sheet that was not correlated with observations made by proctor and by at least 25% of the other examinees. Phenols, a medicinal taste in the mixed berry, and a caramel characteristic in the Pyment. Yeah, I do remember writing down phenols on the mixed berry. Apparently that was not there. So I remember thinking to myself, I didn't think it was there, but I figured had to be a flaw in at least one of them, so I missed that one. It was the oxidization in the fruit and spice that I should have hit. I definitely missed that one as well. And then there was no caramel off flavors or anything like that in that Pyment that I missed, or that I perceived that there wasn't any there that I missed. See here, did good on descriptions giving ranges of intensity on one or more characteristics. Your score sheet I provided sufficient explanation for significant point deductions. I see here, your score sheet provided insufficient feedback on how to improve stylistic accuracy. Yeah, so this is the area here. All those check marks are all down there. That's all in that one area up there at the top, where the 20%, where everything was down on the very bottom, 55 and below percentage. That's all those check marks for all the same related stuff. for not improving, offering advice on to improve stylistic accuracy, insufficient provided feedback on how to improve technical merit. Like I said, at the time I certainly didn't feel like I was in any place to be giving any of that information to anybody. And I also was judging commercial meads at the time. I guess it had been home brewers. I guess maybe my confidence might have swelled a little bit, but it didn't. And this is what I ended up with. So all that said, I imagine if I would have pulled something out and just made some attempts across the board, maybe I could have pulled a few more points out and brought that 67 up to maybe in like the low 70s, maybe give it 5-6 more points. But all in all, assigned score was significantly higher than the consensus. I got 3 of those on the mixed berry, on the fruit and spice, on the pear melomel. My assigned score was 7 or more points higher than the consensus score, and none of them came in with 7 or points lower than the consensus score. So I was too freely giving out some points and stuff, even that I didn't like, which was, I guess, interesting. 2 of the ones I marked that had flaws in them, I also overscored them, which is kind of weird. Maybe I should have knocked those scores down for that. Probably would have put me more in line. Again, maybe could have got me a couple more points. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but didn't. And it's a learning experience. So that's it. 4 little pages of 1 explanation, 2 breakdowns of the scoring rubric, and then 1 kind of additional feedback about potential errors and just other general feedback about your test. So I'm very happy, like I said, with the way it turned out, for having gone into it with as little experience as I have and everything like that. I feel like I very much did myself a service there. I put a lot of energy into it, studying and everything like that. But you can only study so much without having the experience of drinking all those meads. So I'm definitely, like I said, I can keep saying I'm just happy with it. So I'm a certified mead judge now, officially. It's official, baby. So pour another glass to that. Tony says, thanks for sharing this, man. Pretty interesting. Makes me nervous, but interesting. Yeah, and that's kind of just what my thought was. At least if I can just share, at least know what you're going to look at, what to expect. So you're going to, catch a flight of 6 meads. Or was that 5 meads? I can't remember. I clearly can't count. Counting is fundamental. 6 meads: traditional, semi-sweet, traditional dry, mixed berry, fruit and spice, piment, and a pear melomel. So you'll get a 6 mead flight. A couple of them will probably have flaws. At least one of them, I would guess. This one didn't tell me all the ones that did have. I think that's the 2 that I missed was the flaws, the tannins and oxidization. I picked up 2 that weren't there, which was the phenols I put for the mixed berry and the caramel for the piment. So it's I'm sure they can't use these same ones all the time. From again, what I understand is they pull from, like, if they're doing it at a competition, they just pull randomly bottles from out of the competition, and the exam host will, or they even have it set up ahead of time, and they'll get that all squared away and make sure you get 5 or 6 appropriate meads to your table for you to judge. So this is, like I said, I don't know about this one. The more I drink it, kind of basics out. It is more like the 39 than it is the 40, but again, it doesn't taste bad or anything. So BJCP Mead exam, that's official, underway, in the books, however you want to put that. And I don't know what my next step as far as any of that goes. I guess my next step is to start getting out to sanctioned events and start gathering points. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to just go out and hoard points up and try to become the mead master, mixed master, point collector guy. But I do think that a few competitions a year is definitely going to be good for the skills and whatnot. So did not take my written exam there, so it doesn't have my written exam score. That's one thing I did not know. It did back when we took the written exam. It did not give us the exam for that. So this is 28 months in the making. After started in May of 2020 with taking my written exam, and it rolled on to, I was going to eventually have a tasting in like Pennsylvania or something, and that one got canceled later that year in 2020. And then, you know, how that all went, everything for 2021 pretty much got canceled through at least the front half of that year. Towards the end of the year, stuff started opening back up. But it was, you know, even between, so I passed my written exam in May of 2020, and that 2021 October, so was that like 18 months, 12, 13, 16 months between testing time, my written test and my practical exam, and I feel like I did not do nearly enough studying in there. I would suggest, as much as you can, just try different styles, try different anything. If you can get like a wine vault kit, or have, you know, somebody that has access to one, and take a hit at that, I think that would certainly be beneficial. But if, you know, there's a lot of cats out there that are already doing their homebrewing on their own, you probably made some mistakes and might have some of those faults already logged into memory. I know I do now that I've had a couple, 4 or 5 homebrew batches under my belt compared to this time last year. So it's definitely beneficial. The more knowledge, the more skills, the more experience you have, is going to help you go farther in this. And then definitely be super aware of the terms you use. Like, really go through and study the BJCP guideline and make sure to use the terminology that they use, or as much as you can, or try to at least stick as true to that, because it does seem that they are, again, using that standard as those descriptor words in there as the standard to go against. So I don't know how many points you get really deducted for it, but it is something to at least be aware of. But yeah, so I'm just stupid happy about that. And it I don't know, I don't really know what to say. I just keep looking at it, and it just says right there, BJCP title, member, status active, and it feels good. So what to do next? So take TK and drinks on the road. Gonna have some interviews coming up. I'm already setting some of those up with a couple different meaders from around the country. I've been talking to Arkansas meadery out there, and I can't remember what town they are in Arkansas. Talking to like Pie Road Meadworks in Florida. Talking to some West Coast cats up in like Washington State. Some cats over in California. Like, again, already talking to Honey Pot. Trying to set something up to be out there for next spring. I guess it's like the end of winter, beginning of spring. But yeah, so definitely keep your eyes on the TK and Drinks page, and follow me around if you're interested. Follow me if you're interested, and follow me around to other meaderies and seeing what these mead makers got to say. And I'm just so astonished at all this. I really am taken aback by how everything is kind of just falling into place. Getting the kids pulled out of school, getting the RV situation going, getting the house sold. It's taken longer than I wanted it to, but like the ease in which it's taking longer is certainly unexpected. And, you know, things are just kind of slowly just puzzle piecing, just falling into place. And here we go. Next thing you know, we're going to be out on the road doing our thing. And I'm excited to get this whole brewing on the road underway. Like, I'm nervous about it because I'm interested to see how it goes to have fermenting beverages going between state to state. Like, I'm really not going to be trying to broadcast, I guess, too much that I'm doing home brewing while I'm in there. I mean, I guess if I get enough of a following, I guess that'd be a double-edged sword. So people, the cops, like, okay, look, we know you're brewing alcohol in there, pal. You're breaking the laws by transporting alcohol, brewing alcohol across states. I'm like, I don't know how that's gonna be. It's not like I know like case, you know, already made stuff would be one thing, but I wouldn't think that there would be an issue with home fermented, you know, fermenting stuff going back and forth. But you never know. It's just one of the things I'm gonna just try to keep on the down low and avoid having to deal with the authorities on if I can at all costs. But yeah, so TK and Drinks got some merch coming up too. We got some shirts in the works. And I'm going to see about possibly getting those on some consignments at some meaderies. I'm going to try to open up a web store so I can be selling those online too. That's an expensive venture to get set up. You got to pick all the different sizes and different designs and everything like that. So probably gonna be see some more basic and entry level like colors and stuff at first. Probably just gonna go with black and maybe white because they're the cheapest. Just to get some shirts out there. But in the future, I would definitely like to get some like full color print shirts and get some, you know, like a TK and Drinks logo, maybe a little one up there on the chest, or maybe like, actually I always like the ones where it was just like kind of on the back, like right above the neck, or like right below the neckline, the collar line on your shirt, with just like a little logo, not like a big one, but just like, you know, I'm not into like a gigantic graphic, not for like my logo. Now we got a cool picture of like a bee on there or something, you know, cool graphic, you know, then I'm all about it. But for like my own personal logo, and then I got kind of tired of just the logo over the chest, like over the heart on the left side. I feel like that's kind of just like a played out thing. So but yeah, so we're gonna do some TK and Drinks slogan shirts. Got some slogans in the work that we're gonna try to make pop and get popular, or at least get a few laughs out of some people. Try to sell those at like festivals and any of the places that I visit. You know, do a little pop-up shop thing. Hey, we're going on TK and Drinks, got some shirts if you're interested. Woo woo, and make that happen. Do a little side hustle with the shirt action. Maybe if I even get some of these drinks and some glasses and stuff, I could be doing some of that. It's a little more difficult to transport the glassware and stuff from town to town. It's kind of bulky to have to store in the RV with us, versus like t-shirts. You know, I can just throw those down in the bay. I don't have to worry about if they get fucking, you know, squished a little bit or anything like that. But I'm also certainly taking suggestions. Anybody out there who watches this far into the video in the future, if there's any suggestions of meaderies that you'd like me to visit, or cats that you want interviews with, anything like that, holler at tkanddrinks@gmail.com. Send me a message here. Over on Facebook, TK and Drinks. I do have a Discord as well, the TK and Drinks Discord, if there's anybody that's interested in doing that. And I've even got a Patreon account set up. I'm probably going to be revising the Patreon account when we get out on the road, just to be a little more in line with, I don't know, just to be, I think just to be have a little better pricing structure for what I'm going to be providing and stuff like that. But go check out any of those things. I would always appreciate that, and definitely have some videos on the TK and Drinks YouTube channel as well. New videos and stuff being posted over there. This one will be up over there hopefully fairly shortly. It's tonight, if not tomorrow. Plus I got some interviews and stuff over there. Unfortunately I haven't posted those. It has been kind of quiet on the TK and Drinks YouTube channel, to be fair. But this summer's just been crazy with trying to get everything lined up with selling the house and getting the RV set up and closing down the distribution thing and all that stuff. So it's, you have to forgive me. It's not certainly nothing personal. I'm always trying to bring quality content to the channel, and if I can't, I mean, this is the lowest quality content you get from me, is these impromptu live videos where I just kind of blather on, because it helps me better. It helps me better when I'm not being blathery something. It helps me be a better host when I'm you know, actually have people to interview and whatnot. So I do enjoy doing these videos. I'm glad that people do show up and watch them and stuff like that. So always appreciate that. One thing I'm going to go check right now, just because I'm here and I got the time to do it, head over to the Instagram page, and I want to see, got some comments, got some loves. I want to see where I'm at, because I think I might actually put out the post. I was at 487, 488, 489 followers. I'm almost at 500, so I definitely want to start the push. 490, there it is. I was waiting to get to 490 followers. So 490 followers, so you'll be seeing some push emails from me, or some push messages. See if we can't get that run up to 500, man. I would love to be at 500 followers. I think the next 500 come a little bit, hoping the next 500 come a little bit easier than this first 500 did. But man, I'm telling you, this is getting to be exciting. As soon as I can get something to monetize up there on the TK and Drinks, and really like start driving home this mead thing, man. I'll be your mead host with the most. I'll be out there hosting mead events and hosting all sorts of different channels and different shows and everything like that. And end up, you know, we'll take this mead world by storm. You, me, and TK and Drink, the tens of us, all the tens of followers that I have, will get through, and we'll become an empire and that's kind of been saying that since the beginning. We're going to take over the mead world. I don't remember exactly what it was. Make ourselves an empire. I have to go back and look. It's been a little while, but definitely going to be on that tip. So, yeah, congratulations and photo likes and all sorts of stuff. I always dig the accolades, and I always feel hesitant to post anything about this type of stuff because I feel like a lot of it is kind of self-serving. It's like, hey, look, him posting stuff just to get pats on the back. It's like, I'm just trying to share like a really cool accomplishment. And to be fair, nobody's ever accused me of that. That's probably just me being like really self-conscious and paranoid. Oh yeah. So, ooh yeah, one of the other things definitely getting forward to do, going at like events, Mead Fest and stuff like that, set up like a booth where we can do like a live video from the booth on Instagram or eventually on YouTube. Probably do more of the less of the live stuff on YouTube because unfortunately you have to have a certain amount of followers to go live on there. And again, I'm still not up to 1,000, which is really shitty. But it is what it is. YouTube subscribers are hard to get for cats like me in a saturated market out there. But you're going to be seeing, hopefully with the Mead on the Move section, people are going to be interested. I'm going to be doing a lot more mead making videos for like in a confined space, and what being shaken around during the late stages of primary does to your mead versus the cats that are just try to have their shit as still as possible, like put it in like a shake-proof gyro chamber room, so like you have a bomb go off and the shit would never move. See if we get a little bit of difference there. Try to do a lot more reels and a lot more just short videos and stuff, just exposing the whole mead process to the mobile world, and the mobile world to the mead making process. Do a nice little crossover blend there, be the mobile mead maker, and with as much positive accolades I got on my BJCP exam, it's gonna be like TK's Traditionals or something like that. Like I said from the beginning, I want to nail down making traditionals before I move on to anything else, and I don't know what that means. Nail down mastering traditionals. Like I said, the one melomel I tried to make already went sideways and got moldy, and it was my own fault. So I think we're just gonna go stick with the traditionals right now and call it good, and just explore the world that honey flavor profiles has to provide to the world of mead. Ooh, blue honey country wines and meads. Definitely looking to try these cats out too. And I'm really hoping to expand out and try to get some more international meads too. See if I can't get up into Canada. I don't know about getting down into Mexico for as far as how many meaderies are within driving distance of the border. But hey man, even if I get a boat, get my RV on a boat out to Hawaii and go visit some of those spots out there, or maybe over on like Prince Edward Island up in Canada, I'm all about any of that different exploring, man. If we get a boat, man, we were talking about trying to figure out a way to, I mean, we looked into it, and prices weren't overly ridiculous, but if we could potentially get our place shipped out to Japan and do some, you can pick up some Japanese honey, or if there are any meaderies or anything like that in Japan, that would be freaking wild to visit some of those places too. So you can definitely expect to see TK and drinks in as many wild places as possible, because that's the whole point. Explore, expose, and advocate. San Diego, Blue Honey, San Diego area, man, 20% off a bottle of 4 meads or more. I don't know if they have shipping now available in 41 states. Oh yeah, that means they're on Vino Shipper, all right. So, oh, what's up, Luke? Appreciate you stopping by, dog. If we can only get you a test in so we can get you certified as well. I'm hoping that it kicks you in the pants, and now you can go get some testing taken care of. Ooh, we got all sorts of meads from these cats. We got a raspberry, the CEO, the yellow jacket, the Berlot, the Blue Low, like a Merlot but a Blue Low instead of Merlot. Raspberry lemon drop. Yeah, so man, I'll have to scope these cats out. Let me ask you guys something. Like, is it sketchy when places offer like really ridiculously good priced 750 bottles? Does like that make you seem like their products are going to be suspect or something like that? Like, how are you getting away with selling 750 or something for $25 or $20? And like, you know, I guess if it's got metals, it's got metals. It just always intrigues me that everybody can price their stuff, like the vast price differences for volumes and stuff. Their stuff is super thin, like light bodied, like none of it has any like saturation to it. The colors are all like crystal clear, very brilliant. I mean, this one's like a fucking mirror, it's so clear. Holy cow. The honey lavender. See, you gotta get a career soon to pay for it. Oh yeah, duh. Definitely gotta have money to pay for a frickin' BJCP testing exams and stuff. Charm City is, yeah, I just had a Charm City the other day, probably, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago. It was a little canned one, little canned dry sizer. Actually, it might have been a semi-sweet size, I don't remember, but it was pretty good for what it was. Probably one of the best canned ones I've had, I'll tell you that. I've had Meridian Hive out of cans and did not care for that one. I've had some Superstition ones out of cans. They were more like kind of like canned cocktails. They didn't really taste like mead. Not that they taste bad. It just certainly wasn't reminiscent of any meads that I've had. Again, it tastes more like a canned cocktail. But all in all, the canned stuff is been not so much a hit for me, more of a miss. But that Charm City one I did have was pretty fucking fire. I'll give them that. And from what I understand, they got some award-winning dries and stuff out there. They do some pretty baller stuff. I wish I could have been made out for a MeadCon out there. I heard they were very jovial hosts and had everybody had a phenomenal time there at MeadCon. So I have their bottled raspberry currant one snagged today. That sounds freaking. That sounds pretty freaking good. A raspberry currant one. If that's going to be on the dry side, man, that thing's going to be tart and has a really strong chance of being tart and astringent and puckery. And, well, obviously, if it's going to be dry, it's going to be all those things plus full of tannins. But I've heard that they do good stuff just across the board, you know. So Boston, I believe, is where they're at, hence the name Charm City. But either way, whenever I'm up in the Northeast, I'll be looking them up and stopping by their spot because they definitely have been making some big waves lately from what I've seen. Shout out to Impossible Mead for the Valkyries win. Yes, definitely. Impossible Mead out there pulling like 4 or 5 wins out from Valkyries Horn. Oh, they're in Baltimore. There you go, Baltimore. Yeah. Shout out to anybody who got some wins over there at Valkyries Cup, homebrew or commercial. The plan was to be able. I was trying to be able to get out of here. Get my place sold and get the RV quick enough to hit up Valkyrie's Horn and make Mazer's Cup for judging, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Maybe next year we'll be able to swing both of those, but you know, there's competitions happening all the time, all around the country, and I'm going to definitely be hitting some of those much sooner than later. Yes. So there's your score sheets for the BJCP exam. Luke, you weren't here, but I did pass, got my certificate and everything. You saw that with a score of 67 out of 100. So it was ugly. I definitely got trashed for not being giving enough feedback on how to improve brews, how to improve how to improve technical prowess, and how to do something else. But basically, I just didn't give enough feedback on how to make their meads better and stuff. And again, as somebody who hadn't homebrewed anything or anything like that last year, I was pretty hesitant to give any sort of feedback about how to make it better or would be a better addition to the brew. So always room for improvement. My Mazer batch was stolen. Oh yeah, I heard about that. You got somebody broke into your house and stole your booze, man. That's freaking rough. I couldn't even. I can't even fathom like how upset I would be if that was the case. Selling and rating are two different beasts. Oh yeah, definitely. Selling alcohol is significantly more difficult than rating alcohol, in my opinion. Selling alcohol, selling alcohol is definitely not for the faint of heart. So it is Tuesday. We have reached 7 o'clock. I am tired. It's been a long day, and I just wanted to get through this, show everybody a little bit of what's going on behind the scenes with those score sheets, what you can expect if you're going to be doing reviews and doing anything BJCP judging wise in the mead world. That's that's kind of how will be the process and whatnot. So appreciate everybody stopping by tonight. Follow me over on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, subscribe, like, hit that notify bell on the YouTube, all that stuff. Appreciate it. And I will see you cats on the next go round next Tuesday. And I do have a lot more. Like I said, I am lining up some more interviews, so don't think I'm holding out on you guys. I do have interviews lined up. We're gonna be getting a lot of those coming in for the fall and winter. So be prepared for much more mead interaction. For TK and Drinks, I'm TK. Peace.